Hello everybody. So, quick little update here on the little Kyosho at BMW M190E. I mean, not M190, 190E. In my previous video, I ran into issues with the servo, and I muddled around, fiddled around, bought another servo, threw it in. Too long, of course, again. It was shorter than the other ones. It was about 41 millimeters from bottom to top. I don't have it here right now, actually. I went ahead and put it away. Wasn't going to work, and that's okay. I needed an extra servo anyways for one of the other cars that I'll be building. So I went back to the drawing board and I decided to just go ahead and put the original, what came with the, what was it, the Hirobo, the small micro servo. I'd used better tape, and I found a block mount that's used for mounting RC servos in my pile of, not junk, but extra stuff. I bought this. I've bought this a few times. Sometimes the local store will sell just like a box of just miscellaneous RC stuff, you know, as is. I think I paid $11 and ended up with like 20 wheels and some decent tires and a bunch of extra stuff, some extra motors. Killer deal, actually. I lucked out on that. And, well, I went through there, and this is basically the solution that I came up with. So I already, you know, this is tightened down now. This is here, it's all glued in place. Not glued, but double-sided sticky taped in place. And this is that block that I was just talking about. And I put it in here, double-sided sticky tape, and this butts up against the servo. It's perfect. It's 11 millimeters in length, which gives me barely a gap here between the servo and that front bolt, which is what you want. It's like a hair thin. I could have maybe pushed this back a little bit more, but I'm okay with that. That's okay. I'm not really too concerned. But yeah, put that in there. Better double-sided sticky tape. Still using the riser blocks, the block thing that I made. Used just sandwiching some plastic that I had lying around, and some double-sided sticky tape, and it works cherry. Let me flip this guy on here and show y'all what it does now. So switch on, and now get my left and right side. And what's great is, switch my arms around here, no play, so nice and smooth. Pretty quick too. And yeah, zero play. It's not wiggling around at all anymore. No need for a zip tie, which is great. In the future, as you can see, there's barely a gap here. In the future, if I run into any more issues with this, what I will do is I will get, I should have a bunch more of these actually in my pile of spare parts. I will drill into the pan and just drill out 2 holes here, and then put a riser block here, and well, first screw this to the riser blocks, doink doink, and then screw that down to the pan itself, and that will damn well make sure that this thing does not move around at all. But for the time being, this seems to be working just cherry. No issues. Barely any clearance, but that's okay. Again, tight is good. Loose is bad. And the double-sided sticky tape, even the cheap stuff, it works. If you use a lot of it, it works amazing, and it works really good on metal. Doesn't work very good on plastics, but I placed this down, and you can kind of see it's off by a bit. Whoops. But it'll be okay. I just barely touched the metal, and it was like, oh, it's done, it's finished. It was like instant super glue basically, And once it adheres, even though it's cheaper stuff, it works really good on metal. But anyway, so that is the update on that. Move my camera up here a little bit, or down actually, my bad. So now that we got that all cleared up, so basically I'm gonna do a little bit more work on this right now. So I finished all this up right here, number 28, and again it says to try to have this centered. It's not centered. Actually, it does say that it's supposed to be slightly offset. It even looks mildly offset here in the picture. Oh well, it's as close as it's gonna get. You know, I'm cool with that. So I don't think it's worth tearing it all apart again. So, but now we get into the cable management mildly. So, already did number 29 too with the block here, D7. It's all mounted down in place. Now we get off into number 30 here, and I actually cleaned everything up and put everything away. Because again, this is where I do all of my main work. So here we got our screws, and let's take a look here. Take everything back out again. Yeah, at least this is getting somewhere. So I'm very, very excited about it all. So we're going to be using this piece right here. So actually a couple pieces. We'll need this guy too, which is going to be this guy right here. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and clip this off here. Get that guy ready. And then 2 clips here, clippity clip. Very interesting battle. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Let's set aside. Okay, I think I will be using these two, not that guy. This guy here and this guy here. 2.6 by 6, 2.6 by 5. I think these are the last two of the machine threads. Everything else from here on out is going to be, except, yeah, everything is going to be self-tapping. So, using these two guys right here, 2.6 by 6. I'll be using two guys. These two guys right here. Same one actually. Then 2.6 by 8, the longer ones, which is going to be these two guys right here. Again, you got to look very closely. They look damn near identical, but they are slightly different. Are these the right ones? Yeah, they're the right ones. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 2, and 2. And then we got this last guy right here, and a M2.6 nut. I got 2 nuts here. These nuts, and they're both wrong. Oh, here we go. Here's the right one. And this is actually, this is for the this bracket right here. This will go onto the pan, and this goes onto this riser right here, just to kind of reinforce it a little bit. So that is actually what I'm going to start off with. So go ahead and drop this guy here. I'll actually put the nut in first. Oh yeah, nice and tight. Again, I keep on ranting and raving about how the tolerances are so amazing, and they really are. I mean, it's nice and tight. Nothing's, you know, slooping all over the place. None of that junk. Just a nice tight fit on everything. And that makes me very happy. Man, there's a really long ass. It looks like it's the right one, so it's got to be. Now the only tricky part here is you got to make sure that you kind of align this first. Got these holes right here fairly well aligned. This guy is still loose. Well, it's snug. I won't say that much. You don't want it loose, so because you want to be able to align these up, because the two screws that go here go through this plate right here on the top. So, and before we continue with that, also we gotta make sure, so the switch will stick out on this side over here, and then servo cable stands down here, and these two guys go, whoop, almost messed that up. This guy stays down here. There we go. And then these two guys go through here like so. And we are one step closer to having a functioning car. And actually, before I even go that far, let me, since I have this nice gap here, you know, since I use this here, that's actually going to be the perfect spot for a little bit of cable management. And if I would have thought this through, this already has a pilot hole drilled. If I would have drilled through there, maybe could have slid a zip tie through there and kind of tied everything down. But I'm okay with not having that. It's not a big deal. Okay, got myself my gray zip tie. I'm actually using the gray one, or I have been using gray ones on my RC cars because they're junk. They're not very strong, so they break easily. At least, not for RC stuff. RC stuff, it's fine. But I was doing some outdoor stuff, and I was using gray zip ties, and gave it a nice tug. The dumb thing snapped in half, and I said, "Oh, that's not good. Not when it's supposed to be holding stuff up." This is gardening plants, just planters and stuff, so nothing vital. Okay, here we go. Of course, these cables are going to be way the frick too long, which is okay. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to give this a nice little tug, and I'll sit right there like so. Just right. Perfect. Actually, let me push him through a little bit more. Even more force up against here. That's okay though. I'm gonna pull this guy back a little bit here. There we go. Cool. So again, this is just gonna sit right here. Do not know where this is gonna go next yet, and let's see if this all will squish down. Did I put this in backwards? No, I did not. There we go. That's better. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Cool. So again, alrighty, new problem. You gotta be kidding me. Well, I was almost there. So everything is fine except for these guys right here are sticking up too much. I need to actually move this over by like a centimeter. Yeah. Well, you know, this is just how it's gonna be. Alrighty, so I have two options now. I can cut into this guy here, and if I do that, then I can't see it, but the center of this is actually just right, so I can actually access the quartz and everything. It's right here. But yeah, it could be over. It could be over a bit more. I don't want to cut into the plastic. Grr. But this is basically welded to the aluminium. So, for the sake of keeping this video a little bit short, or shorter, I'm going to pause the video and finagle this a little bit, and I will be right back. And I'm back. Just like that. Jump scare. Alrighty, so I finagled this thing out. I had to offset it, because again, I didn't even think about these guys here. These are the MOSFETs. This thing assumes that it's just a flat plane, but again, this is supposed to be for a 124 scale. I'm very certain this will be fine on a 120 scale. It's actually quite a powerful device. But, so there we go. Alrighty. Now that that's that. Now that that's done, now I can go ahead and snake these through here again. Again, push this guy back down in here like so. And quartz thing will stick up right out here. And when I put this down, by the way, this is a really, really tight fit. So this box, the receiver ESC is actually just a hair too tall. I mean, it's just right. Got the screws here. These are the 2.6 by 5, so these are the machined screws, not the self-tapping ones. Let's go on the back side over here. Winter came full force in Japan. I was watching the news, and Hokkaido had snow 18 days early, actually, they said. Impressive. Worrisome, but impressive. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit mildly concerning. So again, is this guy gonna clear? Yes, cool. Alrighty, sorry about that. So even with the zip tie in place, it clears. Like it's tight. I mean, it's not going anywhere, which is good. 2.6 by 8. The 8s go here. Self-tapping. Just right. Again, I checked, and the person that I bought this from, or the store or whatever, they have one more. So I haven't bought it yet, because you look at the numbers and it's like, man, it's about $5 more, or $5 less than going 2.4 gigahertz with a brand new ESC. Chinese stuff, of course. You know, I get the hobby power, whatever stuff, but I don't know. It's been working great for me, so I have no qualms. So just food for thought for the time being. There we have it. Starting to look even more and more like a car. And these cables are nice and tight in here. They still move around a little bit, so barely. But that's good. I don't want these flopping around in the wind. So that's cool. I'm pleased with that. That's looking good. Looking very good here. And even this here comes out perfectly right here in the corner. This offset, let's hope the body does not interfere with it. And if it does, then, well, yeah, that's the other thing is, if I get a different ESC even, will it fit? I would have to take the measurements here on the inside. The other cars are going to be a little bit different, of course. So, but I think what I'll do for the next one is I'm actually going to first open it up. Well, I'll do an unboxing video, of course. But instead of just jumping right into it, I'm going to maybe do some measurements and make sure that what I have will actually work, or, I have some of, I could get ESC measurements. Okay, get that nice and tight. Oh, that's for the battery, isn't it? Ah, that's what that is. Okay. So this is actually where the battery will go into. That's why this is so long. So you loosen this guy out. It's super long. You can see in here. You can see how long that guy is. But the reason for that is that this is actually the battery strap right here. I'm very certain of that now. And you loosen the screw up here. Loosen it, and come on. You can kind of see that. If you loosen it, it moves the strap up, which means you can take the battery and slide it in like so. Ooh, still a little tight there. I'm jumping ahead, I know. Oh yeah, and there you go. That's how the battery is held in place. So snug, even without it. Yeah, just have this loosened, but it's still pretty snug already. So, and this is basically what it will look like. So, based off of that, actually, I can see that the battery, I should have thought of that earlier, actually. This battery sticks out way more, so the body should 100% be compatible with this sticking out here on the side. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and slide this back out again. Now, what do we have next? We have the antenna mast piece, which I have graciously misplaced, of course. Where'd it go? Okay, I'm gonna pause the video here again. Sorry about that. And figure out what I did with the plastic mast. Be right back. And I'm back. So, found it. So, we got all of our cables here. And this on and off switch. These are the cables here. So, let's see. This guy's probably way too long, isn't it? Nope. I'm an idiot. Here, let's measure it. Oh no, never mind. It's just right, actually. Slide this guy through here. And I'm not seeing, so I have spares. A little rubber cap that you put here on the top, take the cable, wrap it around, put the cap on. I guess I could also just use some tape, but I have a bunch of those, should still have a bunch of those caps now. I converted a bunch of my cars to 2.4 gigahertz, so I'm not using this style anymore. If not, I'm okay with that. This might be a just size also. Alrighty, not going in. Is this directional? No, it is not. Okay, it's not directional. I have all the correct parts installed. So, I'm just going to whittle away at this a little bit here. I don't have good sandpaper right now, unfortunately. I'll just give this a little bit of a... See, this is why I prefer to cut towards myself. I get much better control. Way better control. There we go. Let's do that real quick here. I got my sandpaper. A really fine sandpaper, of course. And just a little bit on the one side I pulled off. Damn, that's tight. But, yeah, that's perfect. Just right. You can't see it, but I just squeezed it in and goes in about yay far. A good 5 mil or so. Okay, slide this through again. The final. Ah, see, of course. Go figure. I'm an idiot. I'm going to slide it through here first. Got the final countdown playing in my mind right now. Slide this through. And it's probably not going to stick out the top, which, I mean, I'm okay with that too. It doesn't have to stick out. Yep. It's not going to stick out. And, again, I'm okay with that. So, push this in place here. We are nice and snug. I guess I could maybe tape this down later on. There's a little bit of tape there. And yeah, it is... Oh, come on. There we go. A little bit more. Oh. There we go. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't stick out. It comes up to literally right about here. If I want to, I might just clip this off or something, but not anything that's going, well, not a big deal. So, you got this connector right here. And yeah, this is amp. Yeah, I'm not even quite too sure what this is. KO Propo ZX100 amp. Oh, okay. I guess this is in case you're going to install a receiver here, and then you have your ESC. It would mount on the top here. I'm going to assume. I don't know why they're calling it an amp, though. But, you know, whatever. So then this guy's going to go right here. And to mount him... Oh, no. It does not go there. So this is, if you're using... Okay, this is probably the ESC. And this is a switch for this one. In this case, this guy will go here on the side. There's a little dimple thing sticking out. Let's see if this even fits, because this still has, I don't want to cut off the mounting points. Will that even fit? Well, that's really stupid. So yeah, because this is a micro server, of course, the cable is right in the frickin' way. Ah, yeah. Okay, so. And if I mount this guy here, I can already tell I'll have to mount it backwards. Which means that I'm screwed, blued, and tattooed. So, okay, what else can I do here? I have one other option. I cannot mount it on the inside unless I clip off one of the ears here. And on top of that, it interferes with the out here for the servo. So what I can do instead is... let's take a look here. I think I know what I'm going to do. This is the 2x5, right? I think I want to first of all make sure that this is indeed the right size. It is the right size. Cool. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mount this backwards actually instead. So it'll actually be sticking out on the outside instead of being on the inside. I think that's going to be my best bet. I could always glue it over here, but having it mounted up against the plastic I think would be a bit nicer. And then I could take the cables and just kind of, I don't know, squish them in there somehow. There is a little bit of, just a little bit of space. So, uninstall everything again. Again, this is what you have to deal with when you're working with ancient stuff and parts are not available and you're just making things work. I mean, I wouldn't say just making things work. Okay, I can get away with this much at least. So then I can go in from the other side because I can just go straight down this way. Just having this this is enough flex for me to get in there. Here's that little mini screw. Oh, tiny. Again, I don't really like these. This is gonna be a pain, isn't it? Oh no, I'm an idiot. So instead what we do is we go ahead and start it. I'm actually gonna get that bottomed out. I really hope this does not screw up the screw. We're just going to slide it in here. Bottom up. Come on, baby. I know you want to go in there. It's a little tight, I understand. It's tight, but it can't be helped. That is tight. Alrighty. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, slide it up. Wow, that's already pretty tight. That's good though. I like that. So then we just push down on here and go in from the back side and give it a... and strip it out, of course, right away. Okay, that's a fail. Okay, that's... I don't think these screws are meant to be used with this thing. Let me try it from the other side. I don't want to have the cable pointing forwards, but I might not have a choice. There we go. Okay, that works. Nah, I don't really like it though. I don't really like that. I don't like... Alrighty, so we are going to have to change this after all, unfortunately. You know, this kind of stuff just happens. Again, that screw, it's too short. It needs to be longer. Guys, it's barely even getting in there. So, damn. Okay, so it looks like I will be mounting it here instead, which is fine. Not even a big deal. Again, I just don't like how... Yeah, for the time being, I'm just gonna mount it on the top with some double-sided sticky tape. I got the good stuff here somewhere, so not ideal, but again, I'm not really digging how alrighty, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna check one last thing here in my parts bin, screw bin, and see if I have a longer screw that can go in here and really hold it in place if it's gonna be mounted on the outside. So I will be right back. Boom! And I'm back again. So I did a little work off camera. I threaded this real quick. And I'm going to be using, I have a few extras of these from one of my other cars. This is almost the right size. I think it's also 2.6, but it's like It's like 5 mil or 6 mil long. These are the same screws that you use to hold in the LED lights. There's the little brackets on like the Tamiya cars. And this is what goes into that bracket piece and then screws down to hold, pushes the bracket that then pushes up against the LED light. And it's just about right. I kind of worked it in and out here to give it some threads to kind of stretch it out a little bit without actually snapping or breaking the plastic. So this can actually be put in by hand now a little bit. Got some good thread action going on here. And undo this again, 3rd time's a charm. Again, not ideal. Maybe in the future, I don't know, maybe I will cut off the ear. But I still have to worry about this cable, this guy sticking out for the servo. So the only way to mount this on the inside is to find a servo that'll actually fit. And I doubt that I'll be able to find one in the length that I need without spending a fortune. So for the time being, this will be just fine. Okay, get that nice. Again, we just want to work it in place. Nice and solid. There we go. Make sure the switch still works. Okay, the switch still works. Okay, that's good. It's a little tight, but that should be okay. I'm not too worried about it. Actually, I am worried about it, so I will go ahead and hook up the battery here real quick. Make sure. Okay, cool. Still works. Alright, so we know that that's good. Unplug this guy again. Whew. Telling you, this has been one of the more difficult builds. I mean, not difficult, but talk about obstacles and roadblocks. But I mean, for what it's worth, it's actually going pretty smoothly. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck these wires in there like so. And push them. Ooh, whoop, 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 whoop. See, I'm an idiot. So before I do that, I want to make sure that I first tighten down the bolts here before I go any further. Right. Gotta line this thing up again. That's nice and loose. Not ideal. There you go. Just push it down, hold it in place. First screw. Sure is noisy outside. Weather's been inside all day. I was gonna go out, and then I decided I'll just stay home today. I spent enough money this weekend. But I guess more importantly, the weather's just kind of trash right now. So I don't necessarily have any kind of desire to go outside or do anything really, which is unfortunate because this is my day off. But tomorrow back to the grindstone. But I'm okay with that. Yeah, every once in a while you just gotta take it easy, stay home, you know, not spend money. Okay, cool. So now we got that done. So the cables are all good and nice and tight in here. Okay, so now make sure these are all tightened properly. Again, don't over tighten them. I'm still so surprised as to how well this plastic has held up over time. I mean, again, even though it's really old, none of it's brittle. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I've bought, when I was a mechanic, I mean, you get brand new parts, granted from China, because you know that's just how the cookie crumbles. And the plastic, I mean, it'd be trashed in like 6 months, 6 months tops. And if it was made of plastic, after about 6 months, it would be completely trashed. Ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Got that nice and tucked in there. Just like so. I'm not really worried about that coming out. Not worried at all. Just kind of shove it in there. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Doubt that it will. Very doubtful that it'll go anywhere. But, you know. Talk about cable management right there. Very nice. Cool. Sweet. So, this part is done. Just about. Now we get off into... Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to split this up, actually. I'm going to stop right here before I go off and continue, because the next part is going to be the wheels and tires. And from there, get everything mounted on here. So for what I just did right now, again, yesterday I started up 22, I got to 27, and then just kind of stopped there. And right now I did number 28, 29, 30, and 31. And I'm going to cut the video here and make it a little bit more palatable. Nobody wants to watch a 2-hour-long video. Well, unless it's a movie. Plus, I need to break out the bearings that I bought. I put everything away, and I'm going to start doing some prep here and set these aside. And let's see if they fit also. Again, these are going to be the 2x6, 2mm inside diameter, 6mm outside diameter. And I actually have right here, and it should be 2.5mm tall. These are, I think these are also UXL. I got 14 of these for a great price. Yeah, 2.5 tall. So let's see if these work. So far, 2 sets of the bearings worked cherry, frickin' perfect. So let's see if we get lucky a third time. So again, I have not tested these. I haven't even slipped these on the car. I have not tried any of that yet. So be very interested in seeing how it works, if it works. So yeah, go ahead and stop the video here, and I will see you guys later.